Every family has its secrets. Locked away behind our front doors are the hidden pasts, the buried scandals, and the life-changing decisions that have shaped our families and our nation.
The story goes my grandfather was kidnapped from his birth parents.
I think my mother was haunted, afraid, and guilty of something.
It was a baby swap. I was swapped with somebody else.
What I see that's missing is there's no father's name.
We have this mystery uncle who disappeared. He never was heard of again.
Do you know if they're still...
Yeah.
No. Really?
Every family has a secret uncovers the extraordinary stories behind our everyday lives.
Oh, my God.
This time, historian Grace Karskens seeks to uncover her family's hidden past in Nazi-occupied Netherlands.
Oh, God, all three boys gone.
What caused brothers to be driven apart, leading to an unexplained disappearance?
There's no picture and there is no signature.
That's a bit mysterious. On paper, his life stops.
And 79-year-old Ming Balintong searches war records for the Filipino father he never knew.
Would you like to see your father? Oh. Here's your dad.
That's unbelievable.
So this is the trunk that my father brought with him from Holland. And what's in it now is the contents of the suitcase that he had with him all his life. It was kept secret and children were not allowed to look.
On New South Wales' Central Coast, Professor Grace Karskens is trying to unpack her father's secret past, a past that included a brother he never spoke of.
After my father died in 2013, I inherited his suitcase. And when I opened it, I got such a shock because while he never talked much about his past, everything was in that suitcase. But Dad didn't tell us anything about this other brother, the lost uncle as I now think of him. And that's what I find so odd now, that you wouldn't talk about a brother. I would love to find out what happened to him, because there's a gap in our family.
Grace Karskens is one of Australia's most eminent historians. But in her own background, there's a mystery that she's yet to solve. An uncle who disappeared. Now, while Grace has been told that her father was a member of the Dutch resistance during World War II, she's discovered that his brother Jan fought for Hitler and went missing shortly before the end of hostilities. Did he die, or did he, like many others, forge a new identity in order to flee from justice? Hello, Grace.
Oh,
hi.
Lovely to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you too.
Please come.
Thank you. So, quite a mystery to unravel here, Grace. What are the key things that you hope to discover?
We have this mystery uncle in our family, Uncle Jan, who was never mentioned. He was the one that joined the Nazis during the war. Meanwhile, my dad joined the resistance. How can that happen in one family?
Grace, why do you think that your dad kept Jan a secret?
I think he felt betrayed by him. Like, you risk your life for your country to fight an invader, and then your brother goes off and joined the Germans. It was too painful. So this is my dad, Wim.
So when was he born?
1925.
So you knew nothing about his former life, really, at all?
Just fragments.
Yeah.
I remember one time he just started talking about being in Amersfoort, which is the Nazi prison camp. Yeah, I know. It was like he built a huge dam in his memory, holding back everything before... Sorry. I was hoping not to do this. Anyway,
it's totally fine.
He, it's like he didn't... There was no past, you know. But Dad always had this suitcase full of hundreds of letters, photos all over the place. It was like opening a window onto this lost part of his life. Mm. So I found these photos of Dad at school, which I thought were charming. And I thought, oh, that must be his best friend from school. How cute is that? And then I found this one. I suddenly clicked. I went, oh, that's him. That's the lost uncle, that's Jan, that's his older brother. And they look like they're very close.
Indeed.
And here he is in the German uniform.
Wow, he looks like a movie matinee star, doesn't he?
He does. On the back, it says, Je broer Jan, denk eens aan mij. Which means your brother Jan, think of me sometimes. I know.
What are the things that you really want to find out?
Well, I think the first one was what happened to Jan. The last thing we know about Jan was he was in Prague, in the hospital at the end of the war, I think. And is it possible he survived? Yeah. And then I guess with Dad, all we were told was Dad was in the resistance, and I was always very proud of that, but I didn't know what they did. So what did he actually do? Yeah,
well, I really hope you can get to the bottom of what you're looking for.
Thank you.
Grace's dad, Wim, was just 15 when Germany invaded the Netherlands on May 10th, 1940. While the Dutch would suffer terribly at the hands of the Nazis, initially only a small percentage participated in the resistance movement. The majority made no stand at all, while many collaborated. What saw brothers Wim and Jan form such opposing worldviews that they'd end up on different sides of the war? Grace's quest begins in the Netherlands, in the town of Haarlem, where her father was raised with his 3 brothers and a sister. Grace hopes historian Grace Karskens can help her discover the truth about Wim's involvement with the Dutch resistance. She's brought with her documents found in her father's suitcase.
When people think of resistance, they automatically think of people assassinating Germans. But there were also various forms of passive resistance. And that brings us to the following matter. I think you know this document.
Yeah, I do know that.
It's a bevel, a public order. And here's the translation.
All men between the ages of 17 and 40, are called up for labour service.
Yes.
It's necessary to bring warm clothes, solid shoes, blankets and sandwiches for one day. The daily compensation consists of good food, smoking articles and pay. Those who try to escape or resist will be shot. Wow, that's full on, isn't it?
The Germans needed a lot of manpower to keep the factories going, to work the land. A lot of Dutch men refused. And we have found evidence that your father did not want to comply with the forced labor schemes. These are the day and night reports recorded by the municipal police of Haarlem.
That's him, WSJM Karskens.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, 15th of July 1944. They got him.
He was apprehended on this day as someone not complying with the forced labor scheme.
Oh, this is incredible.
Yeah.
This is all the stuff we didn't know.
From Haarlem, he was brought to a place you also know, I think, Amersfoort. There's still another letter we found, written by your grandmother to your uncle Bep.
Yes, that's her handwriting.
Wim's oldest brother, Bep, was already in a forced labour camp in Germany when their mother wrote to tell him of Wim's arrest.
Dear Bep, you need to know that Wim was sent to Amersfoort. He is still there. Father and I have tried our best to get him free. Oh dear, poor Oma. So many go to Amersfoort each day in chains. Scary to see. Wim will not be in a pleasant situation. We received mail from Jan. He is now in the trenches. Gosh, this family. A lot of experiences for us. The war. Oh, God, all 3 boys gone. Wow, all 3 boys gone. There were fragments about my dad in the archives. But for me, they really loom large because they're the missing pieces of his story. I now know that he resisted being drafted into forced labour. My dad is a very proud man, and I can see him going, I'm not doing that. So, yeah, I do have a better understanding of why and how he was arrested.
Grace is hoping to piece together the clues to discover what happened to her father, Wim, during his time in the notorious Nazi prison camp at Amersfoort. Wim was one of 47,000 people imprisoned here between 1941 and 1945. Misha Bruenvels is the director of the National Monument Camp Amersfoort.
When they came in, they were actually dehumanized. So they had to give in all their personal belongings. They had to give in their clothing. And all hair was shaven off.
Ah, okay.
And you got a number. So he was not known as Wim Karskens anymore.
No.
There was hunger. It was cold. And there was always the fear of being transported from here into the Third Reich or being executed. It was a gruesome regime.
While poor hygiene and overwork caused disease and malnutrition, there were worse fates. Over 20,000 Amersfoort prisoners were transported to German concentration camps, from where many were sent on to death camps, such as Auschwitz. One of those selected for transportation was Wim Karskens.
Here we have a transportliste. Here you see the name of your father, prisoner 2900. He was going to be put on a transport to Brugg, which is in Germany.
So, did he go to Germany?
No, he was taken off the list. This is an official letter from your father.
Wow. 14th of August, 1944. Dear parents, brother and sister, I haven't been transported. My number was called at the day of departure, and they said that I wouldn't go. Wow. Because of the silly, not pleurisy. It's so dangerous. Yeah. Because of the silly pleurisy, he's trying to talk it down. Mm-hmm. If I am rejected, I will be sent home. So did he go home? Do you know?
Here we have the release form that he is allowed to leave.
To go home. Wow.
Yeah. Seems with the pleurisy that he wasn't capable of working for the Nazis in the war industry.
I actually find that nothing short of miraculous. So, do you know what happened to him next?
The only thing I know is that Camp Amersfoort wasn't the only prison camp where Wim has been during World War II.
Oh, wow.
The story continues.
I thought once you were in a camp like this, they wouldn't let you go, but they did. He was really lucky that he was sick. And in the end, that's what saved his life.
The museum pays tribute to the survivors of the camp with a wall featuring the images of hundreds of former inmates.
Oh my God. Amazing to see that on the wall there. I just... Sorry, I'm emotional. I'm beyond proud of him. To defy that dehumanising terrorist organisation, and only 18 and 19, but we now know that he was in yet another prison camp, and so we have to continue this journey.
What was it that led to Wim being incarcerated in a Nazi prison camp a second time? And what ingenious ploy would lead to his escape? In Melbourne's Chinatown, Lunar New Year celebrations trigger memories for 79-year-old Ming Balintong.
Here comes the tail. Yeah, can't get the tail. Swing it around.
Raised in Chinatown, Ming knows about his mum's Chinese heritage, but very little of his Filipino father's.
Mum never mentioned anything about Dad, so I think Dad had shot through. He ditched Mum. It may seem silly. All I ever wanted was just a photo.
Despite carrying the Balintong name, Ming knows next to nothing about his father. He believes his dad served with the US Army, coming to Sydney during World War II. Now, 2 letters have surfaced, signed by Ming's dad. But rather than solve the secret, they've just added to the mystery. Hello, you must be Ming.
Yes, I am. Nice to meet you.
Great to meet you too.
Yeah, you know, and this is my daughter-in-law, Kristen.
You're the one who started it all, I believe.
Yep, lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too, Kristen. Well, look, let's go in and let's go.
Right.
So you grew up the only child. Were you close with your mum?
Yes, very close.
Yeah, I love this photo. Can I have a look at that? Look at you. You haven't changed a bit, just grown a beard.
Got a bit of hair there.
Oh, yeah, that's so lovely. What did you know about your father?
The only thing I knew, that he was in the American Army. Mum and him met up in Sydney. I thought his Christian name was Flavaloro.
Right.
But I wasn't sure.
And no one in your family ever said anything about it?
No, the family never mentioned a word. But there's a letter he wrote to Grandma and a letter he wrote to Mum.
Kristen, would you be able to read one of the letters for us?
This one is to Dear Mum.
So he's writing to his mother-in-law?
Yeah.
Brave man, yeah.
Dear Mum, I'm writing you a few lines telling you that Dorrie and me were married secretly and she's expecting to have a baby for the war effort. So don't go crook at us for doing such a thing. This is the outcome of the Allied cooperation between Dorrie and me. Someday I'm hoping to come home and meet the rest of your family. Your son-in-law, Bal, US Army.
He's obviously got a sense of humour. You're the result of Allied cooperation.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
You're part of the war effort. And the other letter?
So it's to Ming's mother. September the 1st, 1943.
And you were born in October 1943?
Yeah.
Dear Dorrie, it's a long story to explain why I did not say goodbye to you before I left. I was only given 4 hours to prepare to leave destination. I can't tell you where I am, but I'm here somewhere in Australia. With love, Bal.
What a mystery.
I tried to put in his number and go through a US Army site where they might have had archived names.
Yeah, but you found a similar
name. Flaviano Balintong.
Which is pretty close
It's just pretty close to Flavaloro.
Yeah.
Yes. I started researching, but just was getting nowhere.
So you've done your DNA.
Right.
And I happen to have the results of the DNA test here. And I'm going to leave it with you, and I really hope we can help you. There you go. Will science finally reveal answers to this tightly held family secret?
Dear Ming, I can confirm that your father was Flaviano Balintong, who was born on the 22nd of December 1901 in Tacloban Lake, Philippines. He died on 8th of November 1984 at the age of 82. So that's the one that we thought. There you go.
But I had his pronunciation of his Christian name up the spout. Oh.
We finally have DNA confirmation that it is indeed Flaviano Balintong, who we kept coming across for a whole year.
But the next step, it'd be nice to find out what he was actually like.
This is where we begin.
Finally armed with a name, Ming will discover the extraordinary incident that brought his father to Australia and most likely saved his life. Historian Grace Karskens is on the trail of her Dutch father, Wim, during World War II. It has led her to the German town of Race, just over the Dutch border. This ruined brick factory was part of the former Race prison camp. Arend Disberg, chairman of a forced labourers foundation, has found new information about Grace's dad.
Je vader is opgepakt in Haarlem. Hij is afgevoerd naar kamp Race.
So your father was picked up in Haarlem and he was brought to Camp Race.
En het was een verschrikkelijk kamp, want er hebben hier 3500 Nederlanders gezeten. En hebben er ongeveer 350 niet overleefd.
And it's December, so it's winter.
Daar in die tijd was het tussen de 20 en 22 graden onder nul.
My father, he never talked about this at all. I didn't know this at all.
De mensen sliepen op een kale grond. Er was geen bed, niks. Hadden geen sanitair.
How did they not freeze to death if it's so cold? And no shelter and no proper clothing. It's hell. That is hell.
In appalling conditions, Wim and his fellow prisoners were put to work digging foxholes and building barricades to strengthen the German defensive barrier known as the Siegfried Line. It was a desperate attempt to hold back the Allied advances in late 1944. As German defences crumbled, the prisoners took advantage.
This piece of paper, this is from my father's collection. He kept that all his life, but I don't know what it means.
Yeah, I can tell. But
Oh, okay. Dutchman W.S.J.M. Karskens is unable to work for the assignment due to a medical examination and is released to his home country. 6th of January 1945 and he was released. What happened?
het verzet hebben ze papieren gemaakt om aan te tonen dat je zogenaamd niet in staat bent om te werken. En dat je dus terug naar huis mag.
So it's a fake document. Oh, that's amazing.
Ja.
So that means he wasn't sick and he
Nee.
must have escaped.
En deze stempel, die is gejat. En die hebben ze erop gezet. Dan lijkt het nog echter.
Oh my goodness, that is an amazing document.
Ah.
No wonder he kept it. Today was a day of momentous discovery because this tiny slip of tissue paper was Dad's kind of life-saving passport to get home from this terrible camp here at Rees. It was either die here or run for it, take that risk. He took the right risk, took the right gamble.
After escaping from Camp Race, Wim would witness the liberation of the Netherlands by Allied troops just a few months later.
With the war ended, everybody would have gone mad with joy and relief. There would have been terrible undercurrents of sadness as well because so many people had suffered and died. So Wim comes home, Jan, my uncle, doesn't. And they never hear what happens to him. They never find that out. I'm a little trepidatious about what happened to him. And I suspect it's not good, but I think it's important for us to know that he's not a figure that just disappears and doesn't matter.
To begin her search for her Uncle Jan and to find out what led to his decision to serve the Nazi regime, Grace has come to the Brabant archives in Den Bosch. She's catching up again with historian Grace Karskens.
The mainstream fascist party in the Netherlands was the National Socialist Movement. However, there is also a smaller fascist party, the National Front. And here you see all kinds of membership cards of the National Front.
Wow.
And I would like to show one to you.
Okay. Uh-oh.
So this is the original membership card.
Oh, it's him. Jan Karskens.
Yes.
Wishes to become a member of National Front.
Yeah.
Profession, assistant selling off-the-peg clothes. Oh.
Yeah. Your uncle was selling clothes at a department store known as Peek and Kloppenburg in Amsterdam. We know that he joined the NF in July.
1940, yes.
1 year later, he joined the Waffen-SS.
1 year later.
Apparently willing to fight under the Nazi flag and pledge allegiance to Adolf Hitler.
The Waffen-SS was the combat unit of the Nazi SS. After the German occupation, the Nazis sought to raise a Dutch volunteer force to fight alongside the German army against the Soviet Union. Jan Karskens was among 25,000 Dutchmen who volunteered to serve in this brigade, known as the Dutch Waffen-SS.
This is clearly a Waffen-SS uniform he is wearing. You can see the notorious death skull. I told you, right? He worked as a shop assistant at Peek and Kloppenburg. And opposite, there was a recruitment office for the Waffen-SS. And maybe you have seen these recruitment posters urging young men to put on a fancy uniform and get the glory.
Get the gun.
Yeah.
In some ways, it was very glamorous and would appeal to a 17-year-old. It's just terrible. Jan's National Front membership card was a bit of a shock, I have to say. He was at that time, at aged 17, a fascist and committed. And with that goes a lot of beliefs that we now find abhorrent. This is Peek and Kloppenburg, the department store that my Uncle Jan worked as a sales assistant in the clothing section. And right across the way here is the recruitment office for the Dutch Waffen. Wow, there's a very big visual link there. He would have looked straight over into the recruitment office. And one day in 1941, he walked into that office and he joined up.
Having chosen a path directly opposite to the one his brother Wim would take, Jan Karskens was on the first train of Dutch volunteers bound for the Eastern Front to fight for Hitler. Where did the war take Jan? How did he end up in a hospital in Prague, his last known whereabouts, before he simply disappeared? In Melbourne, Ming Balintong wants to know about his father, Filipino soldier Flaviano Balintong, who he's never even seen a photograph of. What was it that brought him to Australia? And why did he leave suddenly in September 1943, just a month before Ming's birth?
He had to leave Australia, and I thought, well, he's either gone back to the Philippines or something's happened to him.
In 1943, the Philippines were under Japanese rule. The Pacific War had begun with Japan's surprise attack on Hawaii's Pearl Harbor on the 7th of December 1941. This was followed by bombing raids on the Philippines, which was soon subject to an all-out attack, causing General Douglas MacArthur, commander of the US and Filipino armies, to pull his men from the capital, Manila. Historian Dr. Carl James has accessed Flaviano's military record, which shows he was right in the thick of it when the Japanese invaded on the 22nd of December 1941.
Your father at this time, his unit was about 2.5 hours north of Manila. This is when the Japanese makes their main attack, moving towards Manila. And then on the 28th of December, he's actually wounded.
Oh, gee.
We've been very lucky to get a published history of the 57th Infantry Regiment. So this is your father's regiment.
Staff Sergeant Balintong was shot through the hip by a roadblock guard when the driver of the truck in which Balintong was riding at night did not hear the challenge to stop.
Essentially, it was friendly fire. Forces are moving around. It's night. It's very confusing. Soldiers, understandably nervous, open fired. Your father's wounded and then is evacuated to Australia. This wounding, while it was pretty severe and traumatic, probably saved your father's life.
Oh, gee.
During 1942, your father is in Sydney, so rests, recovers. He's now a technical sergeant. This is a very senior position as a soldier.
In the goodbye letter sent to Ming's mum just before Ming's birth, Flaviano is shipping out of Sydney.
Okay. He says, I had to move in a hurry, and he states that he can't tell her where he is.
But a personal statement that's part of his military file reveals the truth about where Flaviano was headed.
I was inducted into the Army of the United States on 8th of September 1942 in Australia, and later was transferred to Brisbane. Okay.
Oh, gee.
So I think that aligns with that letter.
Yes.
And MacArthur's in Brisbane as well, General Douglas MacArthur. At the time, in 1943, the Allies are about to go on the offensive.
I was transferred to Hollandia, New Guinea, and then to the Philippines. Arrived Manila, February 1945.
MacArthur had pledged, I shall return, so too does your father. Your father was with MacArthur following that Allied advance.
Right.
He's fighting to liberate his city to liberate his country in 1945.
It's so great to know.
Pretty proud? Yeah. Yeah.
It shows great character.
Well, he must have been a tough old soldier. He survived the war, remains in the Philippines, and then he's discharged in 1948. Let's fast forward a little bit into 1976. For some reason, your father lost his wallet. So he had to prove his identity so he could get his military pension. But it's lucky for us because there's a photograph of him.
Oh.
Would you like to see your father? You ready?
Yep.
Here's your dad.
Blood. I look like...
You do.
So he's 75 when the photograph is taken.
He's you all over. That's amazing.
Try to blow it up a little bit as best we can.
God. Same shape noggin. Oh. That's unbelievable. This means so much to me.
We have some more.
Oh.
So we've been able to look through other archives around the world. So this is him here. In 1941 in the Philippines.
Wow.
And here's your father.
Brilliant.
Now, the other thing which is key in the service record, he does mention a sister. Unfortunately, she's passed away. However, she has a daughter and a granddaughter. They live in Canada, and they would like to meet you on Zoom.
That'd be fantastic. When I saw the photo, oh, there's Dad. That was the first time I've ever seen what my old man was like. Not in person, but he's there. Finding out what actually transpired, it's made me change my mind completely. I thought he ditched Mum, but he didn't. He went back to help the Allied forces push back the Japanese, and it showed what type of man he was. It just made my heart swell.
Having finally learned the truth about his dad, after 79 years, Ming has the chance to meet his Filipino family, and he'll discover a whole lot more family than he bargained for. Grace Karskens is in Berlin, Germany. She's seeking to uncover information about her uncle Jan, who disappeared during World War II while fighting with the German army. At the Bundesarchiv, Matthias Strawn, an expert in German military history, has tracked down Jan's original war records.
So this is basically his as personal file.
Okay. Height.
Yeah, 182.
182. We don't know these things.
So you can also see down here the training that he went through.
Oh.
So he trained as a radio operator.
Oh.
This is a list of his close combat days.
Oh, my goodness.
Close combat means fixing bayonets and getting into the enemy's trenches. This is actual proper fighting, hand-to-hand combat. So in total, he's got 13.
Wow. 13 days.
Here we've got Jan's Wehrpass, and had to be carried by the German soldier all the time. So if you had to prove your identity, this is what you would show. This is it. Now you can see it's in pristine condition. It looks very, very new, and the reason for that is that it's a substitute, because the original one, you can see on this little piece of paper, which basically translates as that the original was destroyed in a fire caused by a bombing raid.
Oh.
And then says, well, please make sure that he signs on page 2, which, interesting enough, he never did.
Oh.
So there's no picture. and there is no signature. It was never handed to him.
That's a bit mysterious.
Was Jan missing in action, or was he already dead? In the search for answers, Matthias has taken information from Jan's military files and constructed a timeline.
They're ordered to the Russian front in November 1941. Wow, that's quite early in the war.
Absolutely.
So April 42, he's in the field hospital in Riga, in Latvia, with a bullet through his right thigh. And presumably he's recovered by August in 1942, and he's re-registered for duty.
Yep, you're fit, you're back to the front line.
Oh, okay. 7th of May 1943, Jan returns home on leave. Wow. That's the other story that we have. He came home in his uniform, but he got changed into his civilian clothes. Perhaps it was unacceptable to go back to his own home in Haarlem in a Nazi uniform. By that time, my father, Wim, is on the run because he doesn't want to be drafted for German labour. Jan is on the side of the people chasing my father. January, February 1944, defensive battle at Leningrad.
So Leningrad is under siege by the Germans for 900 days, from 1941 till 1944.
Resulting in the deaths of nearly 1.5 million soldiers and civilians, the siege of Leningrad saw the city, now known as St. Petersburg, encircled by Hitler's invading forces, pounded by artillery and ravaged by starvation. When Soviet forces finally broke the siege in January 1944, it proved to be a turning point in Germany's war fortunes. As the Soviets surged forward, German regiments, including Jan Karskens' Waffen-SS Brigade, were forced into numerous bloody and chaotic defensive battles.
So the last entry here is the 25th of September 1944. Jan receives a shrapnel wound with shell splinters in his right thigh.
And this is pretty much the very last trace that we have of him when we look at the official documents.
Wow, okay.
And that's it. He could just gone missing off the records. He could be captured by the Soviets, or he could be dead.
My understanding was that he was last heard of in Prague. He'd been in hospital, so yeah, we still don't know. Seeing those documents, it's almost like suddenly he's a person again. And then the last entry is that he's wounded with shrapnel in the thigh and his life stops. On paper, the life stops there.
Did Jan die from his wounds in hospital or in a Russian prison? Or did Grace's uncle find a way to escape and disappear forever? In Melbourne, after a lifetime of being an only child, Ming Balintong is about to meet family from his dad's side for the first time.
Honestly, I'm getting a bit knotted up in the tummy.
You ready, mate?
Yeah.
He's calling his cousin Belen and her daughter in Canada.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
You look like your dad.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, no, temporeo.
You look like Flaviano, my mom said.
Does he?
The beard, the same.
Really?
The same?
Yeah. And the head.
Oh, you, the head was... Oh.
This is my mom, Belen, and my name is Patricia.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh.
We are very excited to see you. This little one is Kali. Her name is Calliope. Can you say hi? Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, there's more.
Hi. I can't believe that I've got relatives.
Oh, you do? Yeah. We are many.
Oh, really?
And what else can you tell me about Dad?
He's a smart guy, an intelligent, a big man with sense of humor.
Oh, is a sense of humour.
He used to joke a lot, yeah.
He jokes a lot.
Yeah, like me, I bugger eyes around, excuse me.
So, did you always know about Ming?
Yeah, I know. My mom is the youngest sister of Uncle Palab.
Flaviano.
Flaviano. His nickname is Palab.
Okay. Yeah.
My mom used to tell us that someday a relative from Australia might contact you. He is the children of Uncle Palab.
He told him about you.
I was really wondering how we could meet you. And this is the moment, the most awaited moment.
Oh, have I got any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, you have 4, 6, 7, 8.
8.
Wow, he was busy.
That's how likable he is.
That's fantastic. That's great, Ming. Yeah. Any siblings still alive?
You have 3, but they're also not in good health condition.
Yeah. I'll keep in contact with you guys.
Yes, please.
We'll see you later.
Nice meeting you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Thank you.
Unbelievable. And I've got 8 siblings.
There's heaps of them.
Yeah. And I'm the spitting image of the old man. Oh. The funny thing about it, they knew about me.
Ming was never hidden. His dad had clearly been proud to tell people that he had indeed a son back in Australia. And to hear that they have been waiting for this moment for some years was beautiful. I've never seen Ming like this. He's got a new lease on life.
It feels like I've had a ton of bricks lifted off my shoulder. I wanted to know about my dad. Now I know who he was, what he looked like, and it's gelled together. And yeah, I'm a full person now.
Grace Karskens is on the trail of her missing uncle Jan, who, according to family law, ended up wounded in a hospital in Prague, Czechoslovakia. Since the end of World War II, the German Red Cross Tracing Service has led the way in the worldwide search for people missing in war zones. At their Berlin headquarters, archivist Alfred Sutter has been looking into Jan's case.
During the war, 18 million people did service in the German armed forces. From these, 2 million were missing. And there were many, many people who were searched by their families. Now I will come to your uncle.
Wow.
We have some index cards.
The index cards record all the inquiries made by those searching for the missing.
Your grandfather, he searched in 1948. He searched for Jan.
Oh dear. Wow.
And there we have 1950.
Okay.
He was often searched by your grandfather, by your grandmother, by your uncles. He was searched by all.
Oh my goodness.
Again and again and again.
On one of the cards, Grace's grandmother has provided information that traces Jan's whereabouts beyond the last record in his military files.
It states that Jan's last known location in December 44 was in the Graz SS military hospital. Oh, in Austria, isn't it?
In Austria, yes.
Oh, is that where he was? Wounded in his right hip and left kidney. Oh no. He was severely wounded, so it was assumed that he stayed in the hospital until the surrender and Russian occupation. We were told it was Prague, but it's obviously in Austria, in Graz. Did you find any records from this hospital in Graz?
No, there were no records in the hospital.
And no death record, of course.
No death record.
There were so many people looking for Jan, and they They did so over and over again. I think it's almost a torture to be haunted by the possibilities of, perhaps he was still alive somewhere. The costs of war go on, they reverberate down the generations, they affect everybody. So we found out he was not in Prague, he was in the SS military hospital in Graz, and he was seriously wounded this time. And he must have known it wasn't going to end well.
Did Jan Karskens die alone and forgotten in an Austrian hospital? Grace will see new evidence that will force her to reassess everything she's discovered about her missing uncle. Grace Karskens has returned to the Netherlands, searching for the truth about her lost uncle Jan, last recorded in an Austrian hospital in December 1944, suffering serious war wounds. She's meeting up once more with German military historian Matthias Strohn. At the National Archives in The Hague, Matthias has found records that may finally help Grace solve the mystery.
After the end of the war, the Dutch set up a department to look into potential war crimes and collaborators with the Germans. And Jan, considering that he, of course, had served in the Waffen-SS, was investigated as well. This is a report from an interrogation of Jan's father.
My grandfather. 18th of February 1948. Johannes Karskens, you refer to, is my son. One day, this was about June 1940, I received a message from the company Peek and Kloppenberg in Amsterdam that my son had been dismissed at his request because of his departure as a soldier of the Dutch Volunteer Legion to Russia. Oh my God. I then immediately ordered him to undo this matter. He was still a minor at the time, and I would never give him permission to enlist in the German Wehrmacht. Poor parents. My wife went straight to The Hague to get my son back. There she is again. That's my grandmother. My wife was informed that he would not come home immediately. Oh, poor old man. Around April 1943, he was home for 3 weeks. This is the leave he was on. Again, I tried to make him change his mind so that he would go into hiding, but I did not succeed. After that, I never saw him again.
Jan's father brought a number of documents as well. And one of them we've got here. It's a letter written by Jan back to his family.
Wow. A letter from Jan. Oh, this is quite early, 1941.
It's just been in probably for a couple of weeks.
Dear Father and Mother, I cannot tell you what is going on in my mind at the moment. I am very, very sorry that it happened, and I'm deeply ashamed. Oh, gosh. I couldn't help it. If I did not report for duty, they said I would desert and be severely punished. Yes. I know I've disappointed you badly. I'll never be able to make it up to you, but I'll do my best, really, to make things right. Make things right. I didn't get a chance. Mother, Father, I hope you can forgive me. From your loving son, Jan. Oh, it's a loving letter. He was sorry he joined but couldn't get out.
And when he talks about desertion, the punishment, of course, he's absolutely right, because desertion in the German army at that particular time carried the death sentence. He probably also understood the Nazis would have gone not only after him, but also his entire family.
Oh, dear. Poor Jan.
And then there's one last document that we've got.
Thank you. 18th of the 10th, 1945. Oh, this is a statement from my grandfather. I've had several letters from my son. The last letter was from January 1945. He was in Berlin. When he was in Berlin and had to leave for Pomerania.
Yes.
We never heard from our son again.
What is likely to have happened is that he was assigned to the 48th Regiment, and that one was sent to Pomerania, so northeast of Berlin, trying to stop the Soviet invasion there in January 1945. There's very, very heavy fighting in that area, and the Soviets keep advancing. The Dutch troops are then caught up in what becomes known as the pocket of Halbe, where the Soviets had encircled a large German troop contingent and inflict an awful lot of casualties on the Germans.
He's trapped them.
And pretty much killed them all. And even if he had survived all these battles in Pomerania trying to stop the Soviet advance, by the moment he gets into the Halbe area, and this is where he meets his fate and then dies.
Yeah.
When you go to Halbe and visit the cemetery, it's one of the largest war cemetery on German soil. And still today they find about 60 bodies every year in the area of Halbe.
Really? So they're still finding them?
They're still finding them.
Poor Jan. What a waste of a life. It looks like thousands of these gravestones say unknown war dead or just unknown. Maybe one of these unknown soldiers is my uncle. And if so, he's here with many others. There's no memorial to him. He didn't come back to Germany and march down the Great Boulevard and wasn't crowned with a crown of laurel leaves, which is what's supposed to happen in that 19th century way of celebrating glorious war. Just forgotten. Then I remembered we have a photograph of Jan. On the back is written, "Your brother Jan, think of me sometimes." And I think that's just so plaintive and poignant because he probably knows he's not coming back, but he's just asking them to remember him. Now I understand what that means. He's a person now. And yeah, he did want to be remembered. I always want to know the story. That's what started me as a historian, especially if it's a lost story or a mystery which needs to be told. I don't think I'll be as haunted by Dad's and Jan's story so much now because I understand it so much better.